Right, here we go. This is the scariest microadventure yet. It's absolutely pitch black in this forest. So here you go with the torch. Now you see it. Right on. There's some creepy path. There's a bit of a clearing there. If I take you here into the forest, if you go down to the woods today, you'll be sure to look surprised. Come along the path. Ah, what is this? A camp. Who lives in a camp like this? You have a small chair, fake jet boil, a few cans of beer. Right, I'm filming. Oops. Right, we're in the tent. So far so good. It is not raining, but the rain is due any minute now. It doesn't look too heavy, so the tent is not perfectly pitched. It was very hard to pitch it in the dark. Also, I'm pitching it on like dirt and stuff. I had to like scrape away little sticks and stones and things. So it's not the best. There's a few creepy crawlies in here with me. Oh god, that looks like a midgie. I'll just let them eat me. There's not much though. You can see that. So it's just after 11 o'clock. I've set my alarm for 7. That should give me time to get up and have my special breakfast that you'll see tomorrow. Try it in the smallest frying pan in the world, so I better get some sleep just now. Hopefully I get to sleep. I've got less air in the mattress than last time. Last time I put far too much air and it was really stiff, so hopefully it's going to get more comfort. So you'll hear from me next in the morning, and I will show off my goodness a bit. So I'm Ella Burns. It's good night. Right, we're up. The birds are up earlier than me. They all seem to wake up at the same time. You can probably hear them just now. So it's almost 7 o'clock. Time for coffee and breakfast, and I need to try and hit the road before 8 to get back home. I basically need to be out here in 50 minutes. So that is the challenge. So I could pack up the tent first and then have breakfast maybe. Or just get straight on to breakfast. So I'll decide. First I need to do a pee. Bye for now. Right, now that it's daylight I can actually see my camp. It's pretty cool actually, so it is pretty hidden. I'll show you a wee bit around. So last night there was no water in this thing, and then there was all rain. So I'm next to the burn. And there's a bridge over there. God knows what kind of monsters live in there. As you can see, there's the path I found in. There's a big mound of dirt here. It's pretty secluded. So, apart from people on this path, which is not a common path, it was quite a well hidden one, there's not really any view in here at all. Pretty secluded. So it's quite a nice little camp. Definitely a wee campsite to mark out. As you can see, the terrain's not great, but I'm hoping the new ground sheet, that's the whole point of it, protected the tent. I scraped away all of the sticks and stones and things with my feet. So now, let's have some breakfast. Right, so let's get this breakfast show on the road. So, I'm going to jab oil for coffee. Breakfast. Items here: AeroPress, gas, coffee, hot water, basically frying pan and some oil. So we're good to go. Get this water on the go. The thing I learned last time, don't forget to stick the filter in the bottom before you plunge the stuff down, or it's disaster. Make it a strong one. Help me down the road. It's about a couple of spoons. So we don't want the water to be totally boiling. What I might do though is I'll boil it up and then leave it a little bit, and then I'll get on with the cooking the breakfast that we're about to see. I hope that means I can have a hot coffee and the roll at the same time. So it's just about boiling now. You can see all the steam. This thing's so fast. And that's it. So I'll put our boiling water over here. And get on with some frying. Got the spoon. The spork is such a useful device. You pretty much use it for many things beyond the traditional fork knife and spoon. You can see I've actually melted it already. Not cheap. There's probably a more industrial strength one I can get that I can use, like a multi-tool. They're pretty good. I don't have a plate, but what I can do is maybe use this while I put my practice on. It's always good to have a real metal knife. This thing's pretty light, but it's going to make this a lot easier. No problem. Yeah, the roll's quite small, So the sausages will be hanging out a bit. Oh, yeah, so these are the London McCartney vegetarian sausages, also super for vegans. Forgot to bring a chopping board. I was going to bring one of those very light plastic chopping boards. I thought that would be quite good as a table, multi-purpose sort of device. Just slip it in the pan here. Right, I think, let's see if it's actually parking back. A bit of a burn, tie's gone, but we're here to learn. So I think what I can do now is get the coffee on the go. Trying to burn myself. To the 2. Important stir. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Just trying to put the sausages back in. Heat up a bit. Plunge. It's a good feeling when you feel the air squeeze through. And boil an extra bit of water, some for the coffee and some clean the pan. Go. This is new coffee. I've not tried this. It's from the Black Bag Coffee Company. That's where I bought the AeroPress. So, a deep and powerful blend containing beans from Asia and Africa combined with a monsoon Malabar bean. The blend has bags of crema that leaves a finish of chocolate, toffee, and smoky spice. So we taste. That's strong. Oh. Very nice. Oh my god, that's rocket fuel. Stick some water in there. Right. I was in the supermarket just the other day and I saw in, I think it was pound stretchers, there was another 20cm pan, so obviously a bit more practical than this one, and actually felt quite light. So it's one of these cases where a cheap frying pan is actually better for camping because you're wanting lightweight. So normally more expensive pans are heavy for the kitchen, because I'm sure that all these expensive brands, camping frying pans, aren't made of rocket material or anything, they're just lightweight. This thing was about $2.99 in your local Aldi. I think it was Aldi. Oops. Yes. Right, we're getting somewhere. That's a strong coffee. I think we're good to go. They're never going to be the most perfectly cooked things all the way through. Because they're veggie sausages, I'm not so worried. It's the advantage of being plant-based diet. It's a bit harder to get food poisoning, I think, from bits of plant. Yeah, let's go. Oh, that's close. So I'll get the sriracha freshly topped up. Delicious. Oh, that is good. Well, that is actually hot. I've actually managed to do it somehow. It's generally been heated well through. And it tastes great. This roll's been in the freezer for a few months. I have these sausages and the tatty scone. I took them out last night and I put them in one of these bottle coolers that was also in the freezer just to sort of keep them a bit cold overnight, and it seems to work pretty well. So they've obviously defrosted, but they've not been out, you know, the cold's probably kept them a lot fresher. So that's my tip, is to, if you know you're going to adventure the next night, have use stuff from the freezer. Oh, that's delicious. This is definitely the best roll and coffee I've had in the woods yet. Bon appetit. So this microadventure was a really last minute thing, spur of the moment. So I didn't even have time to pack. I decided to go towards the end of work, so I didn't finish my work call till 6. And no matter how little stuff you bring camping, it always takes a while to pack, always longer than you think. So I scrambled together, and it was still, took me about an hour to get everything together. I checked the sunset time, and the sun was setting before 8, and I wanted to get at least an hour away from Edinburgh. So I knew it was a bit of a rush. Then I was trying to find a spot that I knew, and I took a wrong turn in a forest path. And I thought there'd be a path connecting through, and I got completely lost. So I ended up coming through these other paths that I don't really know very well. And it was getting really dark and sort of dusk, you know, not quite pitch black, but you know, getting there. So I was panicking a little bit. Wasn't too worried. I knew I could always cycle home, so there was no danger. But I came through. I found this little spot. This clearing looked quite clear, and I knew that I could probably set up the night here. And then I was lucky enough, there's some nice trees just above me here. I could put the torch on. That gave me some good light, because a head torch is still on the list of things to get. Definitely head torch is recommended. It's very hard setting up a tent when your light source is, you know, in a tree, and you block the light when you stand in front of it. But I bought a new ground sheet protector from Bangor, the one that goes with the tent, so I wanted to try that out. That's why I was excited to come out. And I knew that the weather last night was quite warm. We're having a bit of a warm front coming over, even though we're at the start of September. So it's been a good success. I'd say the key to a good microadventure, if possible, maybe have all your bags set. If you're planning maybe one for the week, just be ready. And it's obviously much more fun in the weather, when the weather's good. Last night was quite fun. The rain was coming down. I knew there was rain coming, but I was looking at the weather radar on my phone. I knew it'd be mostly okay. And in the middle of the night there was lots of rain coming down in the tent, and it wasn't the best picture I've done in the world because of the dark. I didn't really stretch it out so well, but the inner wasn't really touching the outer. The rain was coming down. There was no problems whatsoever. I woke up dry this morning. Everything's all good. I've just left the bike, the panniers on the bike. I closed them over, and it doesn't seem to be too wet. They're not super waterproof panniers, they're just sort of material, but the water's probably just dripped off them and dried out. The only problem with the microadventure is if you are going to work the next morning, there is a bit of a rush in the morning to get everything packed up. So God knows what the time is just now. I'll probably eat this roll and look at the time and panic. obviously with everything, the most important thing when you're doing a wild camp or any kind of camping anywhere is to leave no trace whatsoever. Leave the place as you found it. Better, if possible, if you find any litter that you can take home with you, take other people's litter that are less responsible than you. So to show you the site we've got here, I'm also just checking to see if I've left any pegs. This kind of woodland, something's quite tricky to spot, but I think we're okay. So all you can see, the only trace that I've left is a little bit of flattening ground. That'll pop back up. The plant should be fine. There's only so much you can do. So there we are. So that was my microadventure, and there was no footage on the way out because it was like such a spur of the moment thing. Next time I'll maybe be a bit more prepared, pack at lunchtime if I know I'm going out that night, and then I can maybe film my outward journey. But it was quite fun because I had no idea where I was going to end up. I had no idea there was even a bridge right next to me. And what was really cool as well is that this was definitely, there was no water in there. I remember last night looking down and I could hear the rain, so this goes to show that the streams don't run forever unless they've got water sources. So that's all last night's water flowing down. So I'm about to check the time on my phone. I'm probably running a little bit late. I'll let my work know that I'm safe though, and what time to expect me on the call. Maybe about 20 minutes late. But the first 20 minutes of the call was always a little bit of chit chat of what we've been up to, and I can just show them the film. I don't need to hear, although they'll probably hear anyway. So that's been it. I'll give it one more wee check of the campsite, but I'm Ali Burns, and it's bye bye from my microadventure.